It's like what they say on the airplanes, you know, put your mask on first before you go and help others. Well, if you're constantly sick, or like if you're like burned out, like if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to go out there and take care of others, or like change the world in the way that you want to see it? Hi everyone, I'm Yogini. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about something that we all can use a little bit of advice on, which is healing from burnout. So if you're feeling unmotivated or exhausted, or if you're just not feeling yourself, then this video is for you. So let's dive right in. Before we get started, I want to share a little bit of inspiration today. It's a quote from Christopher Germer. He's a psychologist and he teaches at Harvard as well. And the quote goes a little something like this. A moment of self-compassion can change your entire day. A string of such moments can change the course of your life. And this is so true, guys, because the more time that you take to really understand yourself and respect yourself, the more that you can enjoy life and all of its moments. And I don't know about everybody in the world, but a lot of people in the US are what you would call workaholics. And I know a lot of them, and burnout happens a lot. So it's necessary to find the balance between your desires and what you're actually capable of accomplishing to prevent that burnout. So in order to do that, I'm going to go over 5 strategies or 5 steps that you can take on how you can prevent and heal from burnout, and then some things that I do, and then we'll recap and close. Step number 1 is to recognize the signs. And the signs can include chronic fatigue, irritability, lack of motivation, changes in sleep pattern, or detachment from work habits and daily activities. And the first step to recovery is really to recognize the signs. So for me, it usually starts with the dark circles, and then if I don't listen to my body then I literally can't get out of bed, because all I want to do is just sleep in and recover and just, you know, rest my body. Which, if I don't listen to that, then I get sick, which happened a couple of weeks ago. I was going really hard at the gym, and then work was absolutely crazy. And so my body got really tired. It was physical exhaustion and mental exhaustion. And so one of the days I just woke up and I literally couldn't get out of bed. Like, I started having a fever, and I'm like, oh, I need to take a sick day because this is not happening today. And so I literally slept the whole day and the night to recover from everything that I had been putting my body and mind through. So it's really essential to recognize the signs, because if you don't recognize them early on, then your body's going to, you know, lash out and be like, okay, like if you're not listening to the small signs I'm giving you, we're gonna go big and you're gonna be sick until I recover. So it's very essential. Step number 2 is to take a break and reevaluate your priorities. Taking a break looks like taking some days off or going on vacation to really take that time to rest and recharge. And while you're taking that time off, reflect on your priorities and goals. What led to that burnout? Because obviously, if you don't reevaluate what happened there, then in the future, this is gonna happen and it's gonna be a recurring cycle. So you might as well solve the problem right now and not let it happen in the future. So this is exactly what I did. After I got sick that day, I was like, Yogi, literally no more. This cannot happen again. You need to make sure that you're not constantly maxed out. You need to take that time for your brain and body to recover. And it doesn't have to be something like super big. So I like take a walk. I watch Netflix. I love watching Netflix because it's like the most brain dead activity. Like, I don't need to do anything. And I like reading books. So I incorporated time in my schedule to do the stuff that makes me happy, that makes me more recharged. And that is something that you can try and incorporate in your routine as well. And if you're having like too much work, or if you don't have time for that, you need to reevaluate, is that work really that important to you? Because at the end of the day, your health is your number one priority. It's like what they say on the airplanes, put your mask on first before you go and help others. Well, if you're constantly sick, or like if you're like burned out, like if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to go out there and take care of others, or like change the world in the way that you want to see it? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So you're going to have to first make sure that you are healthy and happy, and then you can help others. Step number 3 is to prioritize self-care. And this can be broken down into 3 sections: physical, mental, and social recovery. Physical recovery looks like getting enough sleep and getting exercise. If you don't get enough sleep, you're basically functioning on half a brain cell, which is not good for your body or your mind. So get enough sleep, or else you're gonna get sick like I did. And then number 2 is to exercise. Really, this goes out to all my remote workers. I know that you're tired from all those meetings, and you're tired of sitting on the laptop, and it's just mentally exhausting. So after work, all you want to do is lay down in bed and take that nap. No, that's the perfect time to go outside or go to the gym and get that heart rate up, because you need to be physically active as well as mentally active. You need that balance. So go out there and exercise. Number 2 is mental recovery, right? So mental recovery looks like meditation. So I'm not telling you to meditate every single day, but when you meditate, your brain gets to relax from like all the thoughts that has been thinking, from everything that you're just like constantly throwing at it. So I really like meditating, because all you do is just zone out. You sit there, you zone out, and you think of nothing. And that is when your body takes time to process what has been going on with you, and so does your brain. So you don't have to meditate every day. You can meditate 2 to 3 times a week, or you can do it like once a week for like an hour. So I think a good length of time to meditate is 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I feel like I kind of just clock out, and like you can build your meditation time as like the more you do it. But 20 minutes I find is like the best for me. So please meditate for mental recovery. And then number 3, social recovery. And social recovery looks like a detox from all the social media and everything that's on your phone. And in today's day and age, this really says a lot, because literally, even like when you're in a meeting, or like when you're like listening to your friends, like the second that you get bored, you're like, it's like impulsive. You pick up your phone and you start scrolling, and that's so toxic. Like, your brain doesn't need more stimulation. Why don't you just be present in the moment? And so you really want to detox from like all of everything that's on your phone, and just, do something that's like real. Go hang out with your friends. Go take a quick Starbucks trip, or like go get some ice cream. Take a walk with your friends. Exercise with your friends. All of it. And a little bit of social interaction can go a long ways in helping you recover from everything that you're constantly bombarded with. Step number 4 is to engage in activities that give you a sense of purpose and a sense of satisfaction. So for me, this looks like creating YouTube videos and making scripts, because I know that the advice that I give in my videos is helping a lot of people change their mindsets and ultimately change their lives, which gives me a sense of fulfillment. And for you, this doesn't have to be creating YouTube videos. It could be volunteering your time in organizations around your local community, or volunteering online. You can offer tutoring services. You can also indulge in any hobbies that you've been wanting to explore. Or I know that like the new sport is pickleball nowadays, and I've gotten into it recently, and I love playing pickleball. So you can go try something new, and you can also try and learn some more content. So for me, I always indulge in personal development content, because I like to know how I can make myself better every single day. And for you, it can be something totally different. And engaging in these types of activities will ultimately help you recover from that burnout. Step number 5 is to seek social support, and this looks like talking to your friends, your family, or even a counselor about what you're going through. And really sharing your feelings with them is going to give you some emotional perspective and relief on what you're experiencing. And so one of my coworkers called me up a few months ago because she was experiencing severe burnout from all the work that she was getting bombarded with. And I'm really close to her, so I really appreciated that she told me that. And I asked her how I can help, and I gave her some advice, and she really found that to be helpful as well. And so it really helps to just talk it out. I do this all the time too. Like literally the most minor inconveniences, I call up my friends or my sister and I'm like, yo, help me out with this. And like they're all ears, because they know that I like to talk out whatever is going on through my head. And I always look for advice that they can give me. Another thing that you can do is seek professional help. If your burnout is severe, then you can consider seeking a mental health professional, and they can really help in providing guidance and support that is tailored to your needs. Lastly, surround yourself with positive influences and have a work environment that minimizes stress. So this looks like playing calming music, making sure that your environment is organized, or even having plants and flowers around you. So I personally love having flowers. So I sometimes like to go work on my kitchen counter, and I like seeing the flowers there because, they're just really pretty and it gives me a sense of calmness, and so I keep them around. All right, on to things that I like to do to prevent burnout. So number 1, for sure, is to talk out all of my problems. So anything that's going on in my head, and the most minor inconveniences, I call up my sister or my friends. I usually call up my sister because she has a more logical approach to life. And I rant for an hour and she just ends up telling me at the end of the day, Yogi, it's not that deep. And I'm just like, you're right, it's not that deep. Why am I stressing out over this? So you just need that other person to tell you sometimes that it really is just not that deep. And then number 2, I like to journal. Sometimes there's just so much that that's going on in my brain that I'm like, I need to stop, I need to write it down because I don't even know how to proceed with this, right? And so I just journal it all out like on a laptop. I don't actually write down stuff. And then I reread it and I'm just like, okay, so XYZ is stressing me out. How can I solve it, right? And so that's a really great way to see what's going on in your brain, and seeing how much you've overworked yourself, and you can notice your patterns through that too. And then lastly, I do like to meditate. It's not every day, but a couple days a week, I do like to meditate and take that time to relax. And on the regular, I do like to watch Netflix because that's the one activity that I can just zone out and actually, enjoy myself with as well. Let's recap and close. So we went over the 5 steps to prevent/heal from burnout. Step number 1 was to recognize the signs. Step number 2 was to take a break and reevaluate your priorities. Step number 3 is to make sure that you take some time to take care of yourself through physical, mental, or social recovery. And then step number 4 was engaging in meaningful activities. And then step number 5 was to seek support of your friends, family, or even professional support. And by doing all this, you're going to help prevent burnout. And additionally, when you go back to your routine after you have taken some rest, make sure that you change the things that led you to that burnout. If you don't change anything and you just go back to your old ways, it's gonna happen again. So you wanna make sure that you can take some steps to prevent whatever is going to happen in the future. Remember that healing from burnout takes time, just like with anything else. And so be patient with yourself and make sure to gradually incorporate the changes into your lifestyle. And also remember the quote that I had said at the beginning of the video, a moment of self-compassion can change your entire day, but a string of such moments can change the course of your entire life. And so remember that as you are going about your day, because, showing yourself more and more self-compassion you're not gonna be experiencing that burnout, or you're not gonna be having to watch this video about like how you can prevent burnout, because you're living your best life anyways. So with that, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and until next time, thank you.